All right, I'd like to call the February meeting of the Town Board of the Town of Lake Mills to order. The notice was posted at the Town Hall, the North End Boat Launch, and the cul-de-sac on Finch Brothers Road, and also on the town's website on February 2nd, 2016. A motion to adopt the agenda as printed.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion on the agenda? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the agenda as printed, please say aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, the same sign. The agenda is adopted. Approval of the minutes from the previous meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve January's minutes as printed.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Any questions?
Nope, I didn't see that.
All in favor of approving the minutes of the January 12th meeting, 2016, please say aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, the same sign. The minutes of the meeting are approved. Item 4, the approval of the treasurer's report.
I'll make a motion to approve February's treasurer's report.
And I'll second that. Is there any discussion or questions?
Just one little thing, Shannon, I'm assuming the certificate of deposit, since it's up in March, that you're just gonna renew that, right?
Yeah,
I wondered about that because the interest rate is so small. Is there any better investment or any better?
I don't know, we looked into a money market, was that when we re-upped this the last time, and they really were kind of like a horse apiece.
right, and if you put it in the state trust fund loan, there's always a charge for sure taking it out, and I don't know about the charge putting it in that.
Yeah, and that's our emergency money, so.
I figured there probably wasn't, but I
And
just
the interest
wondered.
rate, I think, is up from what's on here a little bit, isn't
It
it?
would be, yeah.
I think it is.
0.35.
What was it? What the dollar amount was?
What?
The interest.
I can find it.
Oh, was it 300 something? I don't-
Oh, I gotta stop this yawning. Well, let's discuss that later on. You want to talk about it now?
Yeah, give me a sec. It was $175.
Yeah, it's better to kick it.
Yep.
All right. So, all in favor of approving the treasurer's report as published, please say aye. Aye, and all opposed, the same sign. Thank you, Sharon, for the hard job you do in these early months of the year. Item 5, the approval of the general funding vouching.
I'll make a motion that we approve February's disbursements of $11,007.
And I'll second that. Is there any discussion on the vouching?
How do we go about approving the amounts that we do for settlements to the?
Usually we approve them in the next month, in March.
Okay, I saw that too, and I
We do have to
thought,
cut them soon,
yeah.
before the next.
Yeah, Conan, what, you're gonna do that yet this week, aren't you?
Thursday, I settle with the
Thursday.
county, that's why it's put on there, when I know what the amounts are, I will
Yeah.
transfer that amount of money from money market. Because the school districts have to be paid by the 20th of February.
Okay. All right. Item 6, report.
To vote on that one?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. All in favor of approving the general funding vouching for February, please say aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, the same sign.
I just
Write
want-
those checks.
I want to say that there are 4 accounts that are delinquent on personal property. D&L Investment, which would be the truck stop, DirecTV, Green Tech Pavers, and Crowville Oasis. I sent them all a letter already with interest added.
Okay, thank you, Sharon.
Goes every year, huh?
Yeah.
All right, item 6, reports. Item A is the police report. Oh. Introduce yourself, Ryan.
Ryan Walters, Sergeant for the Town of Lake Mills Police Department. Matt was unable to make it tonight. He's at some SWAT training, so I will go over the report here.
Thank you.
For January, there were 42 hours of patrol on the road. 24 and a half hours of radar ran. One complaint that was handled in January, 2 accidents that were handled, 14 parked cars that were checked, 24 citations issued, 1 repair notice that was issued, 8 traffic warnings issued, 1 motor assist, and 1 assist other department. The boat obviously was now not out. However, I guess I will go over this now. On January 5th, we had the boat audit for 2015. I went to that along with Sarah and Andrew Schmidt, one of our boat officers. Everything went well on that. We're getting just over 22,000 back from the DNR on that. All the receipts, everything was reimbursed. That was applicable for the boat. So that went well. We got our notice of intent to patrol for this year. As far as the boat patrol, the hours doubled. So from 40 hours, we'll have to maintain 80 hours of patrol now. That should not be an issue. I know last year, 2014, we were down, but last year we had, I want to say over 400 hours, I believe is what it was at the boat audit is what we had totaled up. So we had a very good year on the boat.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
I'm pretty proud of you. Thank you. Thanks for going along. That was a good experience for everyone or all the way around. That's kind of the first time we've done that without Scott.
Yes.
Second time, first time. So thank you very much for taking that responsibility and bringing that cash back home to Lake Mills. Thank you, and we excuse you to go to bed. He said he was up till at 4:30 this morning working, so
Wow.
I had
it's a long day. Long
other
day.
job was a requirement. I had to be in early for that. So
We appreciate you coming tonight. Thank you.
no problem.
All right, we'll move on
Good remainder of your night.
Thank you, you
to
too.
item B, Joint Rock Lake Committee report. I guess I'm the only one that was there. I've been working on those ordinances. Found out that our bulkhead ordinance is basically null and void. We have some cleanup work to do there, and we've been working on the ice driving ordinance and the other water traffic on the waters of Rock Lake, so be bringing that forward. They are going to come to our annual meeting and give us a presentation on what they've been doing, so that's another highlight we can look forward to in the spring. C, Planning Commission, Lee.
Yeah, we reviewed 2 applications that were filed. One was the discussion decision on the rezone and farm consolidation land division request by David Schrader for N5255 Crossman Road. That was approved 5-0. And then the second one was a discussion and decision on the rezone and land division request, again of David and Schrader for the parcel located at Hope Lake Road and County Road A. That did not pass. That failed 2-3. 2 yes, 3 no. Those were the only 2 things on last week's meeting.
Okay,
And those will be brought up again on discussion points D and E today.
all right. Any questions for Lee? Any other committee reports?
Nope.
How you doing on those dog licenses, Sharon?
Well, they're coming in.
All right.
There's still quite a few to go.
Okay, I'm going to warn the public. If you have a dog, it is your responsibility to license that dog with the town treasurer and clerk, and it's your responsibility to get that done by the end of March. And after that, we have a fine, a fee, and we'll be pressing the issue. So if you have a dog, make sure it happens. Item 7, period of public comment and questions.
I have one little thing, no big deal, but I was just wondering, hope for March, could we put road tour on the agenda?
Sure.
I think it would normally be, yes.
You want to start early again, don't you?
Well, we'll see what the weather's doing, but I think we should get a couple of dates in mind.
Okay. Sure, we're going to talk a little bit later about other things that are going on in April, so. Hearing no other comments from the public, We'll move on to the review of applications filed. Item A is the discussion and decision on a request to hold a special event by Race Day Events LLC for the Lake Mills Triathlon on June 5th, 2016. And I know, Sarah, you've made arrangements to talk to this gentleman if we need to by phone.
Yes.
This is actually the same date that it is every year, right?
Yes.
It's the other race that's changed.
Right.
You guys have a chance to look this over?
I did. The only thing that I was wondering is, does he know that he has to also talk with town of Oakland? Because once he leaves Britsky Road onto Hope Lake, he'll be, until he gets to Crossman Road, that's town of Oakland.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want me to call him, or do you want me to just?
Well, why don't you just email him after our meeting and give him that information, Sarah, just for his,
Just so he's aware of it.
yeah. You know, we share that roadway, but,
So it'd be from Britsky Road to Crossman Road is the town of Oakland.
all right. So I would make a motion to approve the special event application for the Race Day Events LLC for the Lake Mills Triathlon to be held on June 5th, 2016, 7 a.m. to noon.
I will second it.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the special event request, please say aye. And all opposed, the same sign. Glad to have Race Day events back in our community. Item B, discussion and decision on combo Class A liquor and malt license application for Merrick and Associates LLC at W 7655 Highway V. Martin, why don't you introduce yourself? It's not just us here, it's the rest of the world. And tell us what you're thinking about and what's going down.
All right, Martin Lira, resident of the town of Lake Mills and 6565 Short Hills Road. I am the co-owner of the TLC Car Wash on the north end of Lake Mills in the town of Lake Mills. We are in a unique situation right now. We've operated that car wash for almost 16 years. We sublet out the pizza pit in the front of our facility. There is a possibility that the car wash may be put out of business. We're working with the current potential owner of the potential Culvers coming into our town. For the last 15 years, we've had an agreement. It's not a deeded cross easement. It is a affidavit agreement between us and the current owner of the hotel liquor store. Apparently, that doesn't mean much in law today. So the potential new owner of the Culvers may draw a line on our property line that will not allow us to enter cars into our car wash. So with that said, we are considering the possibility of, should the car wash not be functional and or operational, operating another business, we want to stay there. We want to operate business there as a liquor store. So that's the focus and the intent of the application for this license.
And if the car wash does not close?
So there's a second key to this. So we are in the process of working through negotiations with the potential owner of the Culvers next to me. If we do come to an agreement, he will allow access to his property. For lack of better words, he may give us a slice of pie to allow our cars and customers to flare to the west in order to make the turn into the car wash. But if he does that, I've had discussions with my leasee, the Pizza Pit gentleman. He absolutely wants access to the west side of the building for his carry-out business, and he said he most likely will leave that facility. So should we even come to an agreement and the car wash stays in operation, my front facility will be vacant, and in that time, we'll most likely turn that into a liquor store. If we don't come to an agreement, the back half of the the back half of the car wash, the 2 bays and the boiler room will be renovated from the inside out and turned into a liquor store there. So we got plan A and B.
Sure.
We'll see what happens.
I did explain to Martin at the top of your paperwork, it says January 1 to January 1. He understands now too that our liquor licenses run from June to June.
Yep.
And he would be paying the initial fee and then the renewal fees. And I also asked him before the meeting if he would consider, if this does not go through, not just sitting on that liquor license, but letting that go back to us. We don't have that in our ordinance, that if it's not used for a certain time.
Sure.
But it shouldn't really be a bargaining chip for anybody, but I just wanted to bring that up.
Absolutely.
We do have, I think, 2 liquor licenses available and
Right.
probably a third when the wrecking ball comes in, and so,
Yep.
just wanted to explain that to you. We take these licenses as pretty darn serious business, and I'm sure you would too. We have to follow through on these and patrol these and look at the people that are working within those facilities as our public responsibility, so. I would motion to grant the liquor license to Merrick LLC.
I'll second it.
Now, is there any more discussion?
Couple things. Now, are you going to be, getting the permit for 6 months or a year and 6 months?
Well, so I didn't know how, I just filled out the license assuming it was January to January. So knowing that it's June to June, it would, I assume the regular license is for a year.
Right, correct.
Yeah, so that would be, I would be open to both. If I needed to pay up to cover a year and a half, I would do that. Or if it's just in June, it's issued.
We just renew again in
Yeah,
June.
Yeah, I
exactly.
mean, that way you can get on the regular schedule, so it
Just be renewing
Yes.
again.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
would think.
So it would
So-
start, what? Start
June.
now or start? in
Well,
June? I mean, because he's already paid.
Oh,
yeah.
Could we refund it and just hold on to it?
Well,
in his name?
Can I say
Well-
something?
How do we do that?
So here's what I've been told, and again, this is, nothing's ironclad and nothing's in stone yet. But as of March, I think 18th, they're gonna demolish the liquor store and the car wash, and they've ordered us not to cross their property line. If I don't come to an agreement with them prior to then, I need to kind of get the wheels in motion for
Right.
Plan B. So I'm good with a year and a half paying on top of, knowing that it's a June to June implementation, whatever it takes.
Do March 1st.
Yeah, or that too.
it really doesn't make a lot of difference one way or another, I guess, just so we have it so it's clear. You could do a year and a half or, whatever, a year and 4 months or whatever. Or you could do, or if you just left it at the $500, then when it comes to June, you could maybe get a partial credit. What's the easiest for you guys? What's being fair to him?
I don't think it makes any difference to me.
Well,
It all runs through my desk.
let's
so
just leave it at that. The check has been written, let's leave
Yeah.
it at that, and we'll look at it again in June and figure
Okay.
out where we're going.
Yeah.
By June, you're gonna know what you're doing probably, so,
Oh, probably so.
okay.
Then the other question I had is with the application fees and all that, if it doesn't materialize at all, then he would be refunded his application fee?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I don't
Okay.
think so.
All right.
I don't know. I'd have to check into that. I
So
don't
liquor
know.
at the car wash.
Drive-through.
Yeah, there's a beer.
Just kidding, just want to be clear, that's all.
So should I
Alright.
date the license March 1st then? And then as far as the fee, then in June, pick it up again?
Yeah, that's what I would do. I think that way it keeps it simple.
All right, any other questions, any discussion? All right, all in favor of approving the retail beverage license for Merrick Inc., please say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, same sign. You got a liquor license. Go forth and do good work.
Yeah, good luck.
You know,
Very much.
it's great. I want to keep you in the town of Lake Mills as long as we can.
So do I.
Thank you.
So thank you guys for your help.
Thanks for
bet.
coming.
Can you build another car wash in the town of Lakeville?
Yeah, that would be, I don't wanna lose.
Maybe in
that.
the north end of town, across the expressway.
All right.
There you go. There's some land available
We're
up
gonna
there.
miss it. We're gonna miss it.
I know, right?
Lots to think about. All right, thanks, Martin. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
bet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Item C, discussion and decision on an operator's license for Kevin J. Hernandez, Lake Mills Travel Plaza. Any input from our town people on this?
Yes, Sergeant Walters did it, did the background check and said, looks good.
All right. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the operator's license for Kevin J. Hernandez at the Lake Mills Travel Plaza.
I will second it.
All right, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the operator's license, please say aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign. Kevin has an operator's license.
Okay, I have some.
Item D is discussion and decision on the rezone and farm consolidation land division request of David Schrader for N 5255 Crossman Road.
I have the hard copies I promised you. I forwarded these by email, but
Yes,
didn't take one and pass it on.
I have so much paperwork, I don't know what to do with it. All right, Dave, you're going to recuse yourself here, I know, and you're going to give us a little presentation.
Oh, come on, I can pass these babies right in. The farm consolidation is pretty straightforward on Crossman Road. We're just separating off the pre-75 house and garage so it can become a saleable item. It has always been a rental unit, and we've had a couple experiences, so we are going to clean that up and get it rezoned and put it up for sale.
Okay. I would motion to approve the rezone and farm consolidation land division at N 5255 Crossman Road.
I'll second.
Now, is there any discussion? I think it's pretty self-explanatory. So all in favor of approving the rezone and farm consolidation, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And all opposed, same sign. And anyone who would think about abstaining?
Yeah, I abstained. I figured I didn't have to say it,
All
but,
right, for the record.
yeah.
All right, item E, discussion and decision on rezone and land division request of David and Diana Schrader for parcel located at Hope Lake Road and County Highway
All right,
8.
here's that one. Just want to pass it down.
Okay, this one here really, to me, it's relatively simple, but it really turns out not to be really simple. What I'm trying to do here is clean these two lots up to extend out and add they're 1.14 acre lots. There's two of them with 3 lots total. In the center, there's I believe that's a 3 acre lot that was a accessory land division, farm consolidation. And then there was a lot put in on each side by the previous owner. And the previous owners were non-farm people. This has always been a rental property. And my wife and I, we purchased this back in August. And to try to make it a little more efficient for farming, because farming is our business, we've removed the fence line between the properties. We've pulled some topsoil off some of the knolls and moved the fill out to make them, the field a little more efficient and easier to farm. And really, that's my basic reason for adding a half acre to each one of these lots, because then it makes them square. And for us and our equipment, square is good. It'll make it a lot more farmer friendly for us. My sprayer has a 120-foot boom, and on lot 1, there's only 150 feet between the fence line and lot 2. And there's trees all the way along there, so that encroaches on the fence line or the field size. So that brings it down to less than 100 feet wide, which will take additional time. It's not that it can't be done, it'll just take additional time. And with the lot being there, it's only half acre you're gonna be going in to try to get. So if you wanna hope, it's like taking your van, 8-foot wide van, and try to drive it through a 10-foot hole. So it gets a little difficult.
I understand.
And you make my wife a real happy lady.
I understand.
That's the real reason he's doing all of this.
Yeah. Jimmy and I have to get into that.
We know.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's right, that's right. My planter's 93 feet wide, so then, and also the auto steer, you can't activate it in here either, so you have to manually operate, The lots are all clustered right in the corner, just the way the county wants them. Even with the lot that is right directly to the west, there is a home that sits on approximately 3 acres, which is all prime farmland. And the house is kind of, it takes up pretty much an acre for the sod and the trees, and a couple acres is farmed by the neighbor. So they're all, clustered right together in that same corner. So I don't think it's really gonna change the landscape much. It's kind of is what it is. The lots, they're there, they're approved, the perk tests are all done. So the legwork is done. I just want to reconfigure them. Let's see what else. I think that's really about it.
Okay. I will make a motion to approve the rezone and land division request for Dave and Diana Schrader for the lots located at Hope Lake Road and County Highway A. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, thank you, Lee. Now, any more discussion?
There's only one little thing I'd like to add. The Jefferson County's prime A, or prime farmland, is definitely a issue where if you have the 2 lots, it's 1.15 acres max. And there's already 2 that are 1.14. So by adding that half acre to each one, it becomes, 1.65. Now, our comprehensive plans obviously are there as a guide. But then I'm thinking, if I'm driving down the interstate and you have a law that says it's 70 miles an hour, and you're getting passed by cars that are doing 80 plus, they're breaking the law, and they still continue to do it. So I guess I'm asking you guys to bend a little bit just to make it a little more efficient. And I'll blame it on my wife. Make her happy. That's it. That's my last plea.
All right. I don't really have a problem with you doing this, Dave. I think the county zoning office may have a problem.
I'm going to have to plead my case with those guys, there's no doubt. I don't know how, they're going to stick to their guns, but if I can plead a good case, I think it'll happen.
All right. Are we ready for a vote? All in favor of approving the rezone for Dave's property on Hope Lake and County Highway A, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And all opposed, the same sign. And those abstaining.
That would be me.
All right.
Thank you.
You go forward and we'll just see how they feel.
Hey, if nothing else, I just blew $450.
I know.
$550, I guess.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
All right, item 9, old business. I was kind of hoping we'd see our attorney here. Item A, update on Wolf Paving invoice overbid.
I
No
saw an
communication.
email between, I forget her name, from Wolf. I saw an email from her to Mr. Leverton. I know they've communicated, but I haven't seen anything from Mr. Leverton with any sort of guidance.
All right. Item B, update on snow removal contract 2016. This is my ball and I dropped it. I haven't come back with any snow removal documents.
Okay.
Put that on to next month. And item C, discussion and decision on the legal review of the Tyranina Road annexations. After I counseled a little with our attorney about the annexations, we decided to just sort of let her roll. Martin's property will still be in the town of Lake Mills because it's attached to the property across the street, but things could change out there in a heck of a hurry.
Yep.
There really isn't anything we can do to protest those annexations
Nope.
anyway. I just didn't
No.
want them walking all over us. Item 10, new business. Discussion and decision.
Do you want,
Yeah.
did you want to?
Did you want to go home
talk
at
to
8:45?
Mark? Yes. No, do you want to talk to Mark about that, or is he still hanging out there thinking that he's doing something for us or
No,
not?
he basically gave me advice and
Okay,
he gave me a rate of pay, which we approved the last time. I think when we go to these annexation things, we may need his help in the future. And I thought it was good to kind of keep him.
okay.
So are we gonna get a, invoice from him?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know, we haven't seen one.
Oh, okay.
He is kind of hanging out there, but he looked at it and said, you know, he thought we were doing what we should be doing. We got all these forms from the Department of Administration that I didn't want to just disregard.
Right.
So that's why I was consulting with him. I feel like he has the knowledge base that we need when it comes to these kind of things with the city. Okay, sorry. Item 10, new business, discussion and decision on the 2015 budget amendments.
All right, I was wrong, we have one.
That's all?
One,
Wow.
and here's the backup information. The one is on the back there. That's the bulk of it anyway. I was looking at what caused it, and really I think that Rock Lake account budget has been a little low the last couple of years. So I didn't see anything really unusual in there. Just, what up? What would be in there?
Well, let me read the budget resolution while we're looking it up.
Okay.
Town of Lake Mills, Jefferson County, Wisconsin, a resolution changing the 2015 budget of the Town of Lake Mills, Wisconsin, adopted by 2/3 majority of the entire township, the town board. Be it resolved by the town board of the Town of Lake Mills as follows, that the sum of $596.83 is hereby transferred from the general government account to the culture and recreation account. Adopted and approved.
Yeah, it's the wrong date on there, sorry.
Adopted and approved February.
February.
Is it the 8th?
February
9th, 2016.
Yes. So up on the screen is all the stuff that's in that account. I don't see anything unusual, except that I did notice that we printed launch permit envelopes several times, more than I remembered in past, but.
I think that's because we had a good voting year.
Mhm. So,
All right.
I think we need to bump, I mean, it's too late to bump up the 2016 budget for that, but, and, you know, all of that stuff is covered by the fees that we bring in on those boat launches too. So-
Right.
So it's not the worst budget item to be over on.
All right. I would make a motion to adopt the budget resolution as read.
I will second it.
Is there any more discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the budget resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, the
Oops.
same sign.
Yeah, that's not me.
Yeah, well,
No, don't sign that, yeah, we'll sign this one at the end. Yeah, I got that wrong too, sorry.
We can figure that
I
out.
was in a rush.
Item B, discussion and decision on ditch mowing for 2016. We did not receive a letter of resignation, but a phone call from Dave Hine about his desire not to do our mowing job again this next year,
right.
which leaves us kind of in a conundrum.
He did say that if we couldn't find anybody for spring, he would fill it.
Yeah, that's what he told me too. And I did not ask him about if we did find someone new, if he would be willing to
To
help.
do the training.
Yeah, because he, knows a lot of the
He
details.
probably
so.
would. It sounded like he didn't really want to let it go, just time doesn't permit this year.
Yeah, I know it gets to be a little bit of a struggle for him. But he worked out really good. I see two options. And Lee, I think one, we have to open it up for applications.
Like bids or something, or?
No, because he's a town
He's a town
employee.
employee.
Okay,
So we'd have to open up for
Classify it.
applications for that job. The only other alternative, and I think I mentioned it to you, was to sell the tractor. And, well, first of all, what you want to do is you want to take out bids for mowing the roadsides. And then just have a private contractor, which would then just be strictly contracted to the town, which would be similar to Jay, contracted snow plowing. The only downside I see to that is we are not our own best customer. If something is above and beyond, either Dave came in or one of my crew would go out and clean those little spots up. So that would be the downfall to it, but I guess it would be an option. There is a couple other townships out there that do farm it out. Our tractor is, getting age on it, but it has life in it. Someday we'll have to buy new ones. We're gonna have to spend some money on it. There's a couple hoses that need to be fixed, but the pre-maintenance we did last year, we had very little downtime. There's a couple hoses that are chafed on it. Rear tires are getting kind of wore, but it's nothing that $2,500, $3,000 is not gonna take care of. Girl, that is cheap.
I know.
I pay $5,000 for some of my tires each.
Cost of doing business.
It is. It's a rough one.
So,
Keep somebody else in business, no?
any thoughts, Lee?
I guess so what could you get for selling the tractor? Would that you're talking a year or two, that'd probably pay for the contracting of getting it mowed, and then you'd be,
Back to square one.
And I do not have a problem with hiring somebody. I mean, that's what we've always done. I was just expressing we do have two options. I mean, I think it's perfectly fine with hiring somebody. It's just something alternative to think about. But I know in the town of Columbus up there, they have always had a private contractor that came along and did it, and he had a rear mower plus a boom mower and a tree grinder. But now he turned in, and he's done it for years, now he turned in his notice that he was going to give up his business.
Yeah,
So now they're in more trouble than we are.
yeah.
Because now they have nothing. We have a tractor sitting in the shed.
yeah.
Well,
Sharon found it.
Yeah, for your information, we bought the tractor June 11th, 1996.
And I believe it has around 3,000 hours on it.
So how much per season are we talking of mowing time?
Oh, I don't remember.
It's like 150 hours.
Yeah, it
If you're
really,
talking 20 years or 19 years over 3,000.
let's see, 150 times, I think he was getting 15. Yeah, I think what in wages alone were, between $2,000 and $3,000, something like that.
I'm looking.
Well, my suggestion is that we advertise and see what kind of interest we get. And then we still have a couple of months before we have to mow. We still have some time to make things happen.
Yep.
What's, you got your calculator out? Dave?
Yep.
795 plus 1266.
795. Plus what?
1266 divided by 12.
171.
That's the hours per year.
Okay.
So I was a little high, so it's around 2,000.
So,
And I'm perfectly fine with that. Just throwing it out on the table. I think we should go ahead and advertise for,
I agree, I think trying to contract that out, you're not gonna get anything less than $2,000.
yeah, right. And then,
Then you got the tractor expenses.
Yep.
exactly.
too, So,
Yep. So I'm good with it.
all right, so Sarah, can you and I work on the parameters of the ad?
Do we have a copy of the last one we did at all?
Did we do an ad when we hired Dave?
No, we did not. He was the second person on the list
From the
Yeah,
last time.
right.
from the last time.
That's what I thought. So I'd have to look back. quite a ways.
You'd have to look back, 3
Okay,
years.
I'll see if I can find something.
is he, just a question, does he have to transport the mower then, or that tractor, how does he get around then?
The tractor sits in one of our sheds, and I guess to back up a little bit, what Dean Fry always did was he had a longtime resident, and he knew a number of people in the township. So he would station the tractor when he was in that area. I know Sharon, he kept it by you and Dale. He kept it by us, and when he was over on the east and southeast, he kept it by Hazel's. Now what Dave was doing, which I think it's great, he would always start at our shop every morning and end up at the shop every night. So he would time it out with the amount of fuel he has, so that as he would work closer to town, he could fuel, then come back to our shop, and then he would work, and then when he needed fuel, he'd work himself back towards town, and then come back to the shop. So, which worked out really well because there's electricity there, he could sharpen his knives, and obviously that's where we kept all the oils and all that stuff too, so. I guess there's a couple different ways to do it, but either way worked well. Because we get our fuel at Quick Trip.
So, let's approach it that way.
Yep.
Do we need a motion for that, or should we just agree on that?
I think we could, we can make a motion. I'll make a motion that we put out applications for a new and a replacement ditch mower operator.
And we'd like to have those things in by March 1/5.
I would say, let's see, where's April? I think we'd might make a decision in April, at our April meeting, right? So let's see, March.
I want to have them in by the, what's a Friday?
So our meeting is
Last
the
Friday in
12th.
March. Actually, I think it's a week later because of the annual meeting thing.
Yeah, isn't that
Oh, so it'd be
always
the
a direct
19th.
Yeah,
Okay,
we've got to talk about that in a little while.
okay.
What's the last Friday in March?
Well, how about April 1st? So,
Yeah,
March,
that'd give us plenty of
March
time.
31st is a Thursday,
All
so
right.
Friday, April 1st.
April 1st.
Yeah. April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be a omen.
All right, we got a motion on the floor. Everyone in favor, please say aye. Aye, and all opposed, same sign. Okay, we'll work together on that. We got some other advertising for jobs to do
Yes, we
with
do.
Clean Boats, Clean Waters too.
Yeah.
So we can do those all together. Item C, this is what I volunteered you for. A discussion on hosting the County Unit Towns Association meeting on Monday, February 29th at 7 PM. We're going to meet at the Humane Society and have a presentation and a tour of their new facility. And the reason I'm asking you guys is we are on the list to do some hosting. And I believe Scott Construction funds our hosting to the tune of $100, but I'm gonna need a little help to pull that off. And I thought what we would do is just order some pizza in and set that up. It's usually about 50 people, and then we just need to do some pop and water and stuff like that. Just need to have a little help to clean up and do that. I thought it would be kind of an interesting program, rather than sitting and listening to some zoning discussion.
Yeah, and then the last time we had it in this room, it was
It doesn't work.
jam-packed full and people standing in the hall. I think it's fine. I'd love to help, but I'm committed.
Darn it, you're gonna go to Arizona, okay.
It's business. so
All
it's
right,
not
I
always
really
that-
like to have some help.
A little monkey
I
business as
don't
long as
think,
I'm.
I think I'm available, so let me just check here. Should-
Well, if you haven't been to their new facility, I think it'll be a great opportunity to see it and hear what they're doing and how they're using the cash we give them.
Yeah, no, I'm clear that
Okay.
night,
All right,
whatever help you need.
I'll
I'm
try
here.
to follow up on the details and make it happen. Board expense sheet approval, I have one. I've been going to the county an awful lot. I hope I don't have to go down there for you, Dave. Jeez.
No, you'll be good.
And then I got a whole ream of We Energy permits. Just so that you guys know what's going on. They need to notify us when they work in our right-of-ways, and they're working everywhere in the town of Lake Mills. They're working Crossman Road, Hope Lake Road, up Mickle Lane, and the permits are coming in.
Crowell Road,
Well, here.
which they're doing a lot.
I got $20 worth of expenses.
They're doing a lot of tree trimming, which is really.
Really
gonna help
nice for us. But just so anybody knows what's going on in the town, that's what's going on. They're redoing a lot of poles, they're doing a lot of brushing, and they're kind of cleaning up those electric services, which is a good thing for us. Correspondence. Uh-oh, Sarah's got a whole
I got
file.
a lot, I do. It's all right. Okay, I got this registration now open for some public facilities and planning programs. Wasn't sure if anybody would be interested in that or not. Oh, here's page 2, sorry. Communication that came through the website about high-speed internet I'd like to read. It's from Bob Gums. I was hoping someone could contact me concerning the possibility of high-speed internet being available near my address, N5562 County Road A. All of us in this area are still reliant on broadband internet. They did run a new fiber optic line through not too long ago. Are they planning on running to residences? I tried to contact Verizon with no luck. I'm hoping there's something coming soon. Broadband is so slow and unreliable. I have to believe Daybreak would have a hard time operating their business without high-speed internet. Please contact me soon.
They have Netflix. They have their own antennas,
What, Netflix?
but they
What are you talking about? Direct
Daybreak
TV?
does.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
Daybreak has their own antennas for high-speed
okay.
internet.
Okay, I don't know anything about this, and I do know that I've seen some things somewhere in the news that I think it's Tammy Baldwin had taken it up a while ago, but I haven't seen anything recent. Does anyone know anything about?
There was a legislative alert that went out from the Towns Association about broadband, but I was assuming that was all in the Northland.
Yeah, I had no idea there was still that here.
Okay, well, we better reply to him.
Okay. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources has put out the 2015 Boat Program Annual Report. For anyone who's interested, it is on the website. It's going to be soon. The Jefferson County Zoning Board of Adjustment meets February 11th, and the probers are on it that we talked with last month.
Last week, yeah, month.
The towns of Springfield and Black Earth are adopting comprehensive plans and requesting their adoption by Dane County. This is just a due diligence notification to us. A couple of things on the Plan Commission, the City Plan Commission agenda. We got some notices of public hearings related to the Landry Culvers. and, they both are. One's conditional use and one is, okay. February 23rd at 7 PM at the council chambers downtown. This is the conditional use one. And a couple are, a Rock River Reflections newsletter. And we've received this the last couple of years. They drop it off at the door. Usually Dean happens to be here and takes it. And usually I don't think much of it, but this time I did kind of notice some things in here related to performance of highway work that I wondered if we should maybe look through a little bit more closely since we're kind of in dispute with the contractor. So I held on to it
I
this
saw it hanging there.
That's it.
Okay. Item 12, meeting scheduled. February 16th, 2016 is the election day here in the town of Lake Mills. I believe there's only one contested Supreme Court seat.
There's only one race on the ballot, but it's an important one.
And the polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. here at the town hall.
And bring your photo ID.
Oh, photo ID. That's good to know. February 29th is again the county unit meeting at 7 at the Humane Society. That'll be a posted meeting for our group. March 1st, the planning committee at 8 o'clock. March 1st, the Rock Lake Committee at 6 p.m. March 8th, the regular town board meeting at 8 p.m. And then I did have that question about April. Our annual meeting will be on the 19th, not on the 12th.
I believe that's the way it always
The
has to
third
be
week
now.
in April.
Not just when we have an election year, but
Right,
I think
yeah.
it's every year, right?
Yeah, because even though we don't have any elections this year, you have to be 1 week.
Third week, yeah.
So that meeting is at 7 or 7:30? 7 usually, right?
7.
Just so the word gets out that our annual meeting is going to be scheduled on April 19th, which is the third Tuesday, which is a change in our schedule, and it will be held at 7 with the regular town board meeting to follow at 8 p.m. Anything else?
I'll need a cake. It's my birthday that day.
It is?
Oh. So we had a meeting on Jim's birthday.
And
we
now
have a
mine.
meeting on
Yeah.
David's birthday.
All right.
So we'll have to have.
I would make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Who seconded the ditch mower motion? I missed it.
I did because Hope.
No, you made it. Who seconded it?
I'll second it.
I don't know. Maybe Lee did. I don't know.
Okay.